grab a seat, because what just leaked might destroy everything you thought you knew about hip-hop's most loyal couple. Just hours ago, a hotel security camera, yes, a real one, captured something so wild, so undeniable, that even Papoose couldn't keep pretending anymore. And guess who was in the footage? None other than Remy Ma and 50 Cent, locked in a luxury suite alone for 7 hours. And no, it wasn't a business meeting. Let's just say that. Now here's the twist. This isn't some grainy clip from the internet. This footage was played in court during divorce proceedings, in front of lawyers, in front of Remy, and yes, in front of a stunned, speechless Papoose. So the question is, how long has this been going on? Was this before or after that emotional birthday tribute she posted for Papoose last month? And why is 50 Cent out here grinning like he just won the Super Bowl? Because make no mistake, this ain't just a scandal. This is a full-blown betrayal. Let's break down exactly what went down inside that hotel, and why Papoose may never trust again. Let's start from the top because the betrayal didn't happen in one night. Oh no, this was planned. And from what we've uncovered, the seeds of this scandal were planted months ago, maybe even years, while we were all too busy praising Remy Ma and Papoose as Black Love goals. But behind those Instagram filters and Grammy night handholds, something sinister was brewing. It all began with what fans thought was a harmless rumor, whispers of Remy Ma and 50 Cent being seen together at an industry brunch in Tribeca. Nothing big, right? Except that's the same event Papoose was mysteriously uninvited from. Sources say his name was on the original guest list, then suddenly vanished. Fast forward 2 weeks and a now deleted tweet pops up. Remy Ma walked into the Mercer with 50 Cent last night and looked nervous AF. What's going on? Of course, the tweet got buried under stan wars and celebrity gossip fluff. But for some of us, that was the first crack in the facade. Now let's talk about that Mercer moment. The Mercer Hotel in Soho isn't just any hotel. It's discreet, expensive, and most importantly, they don't talk. That's why celebs love it. But unfortunately for Remy and 50, cameras still roll. And one particular camera facing the private elevator would come back to haunt them both. Because this week, that very footage was leaked. And folks, it's not blurry, it's 4K crystal clear, time-stamped Remy in a dark green hoodie, 50 in all black. No entourage, no driver. Just 2 people entering together. One swipe of the elevator card and boom, up they go. Straight to the penthouse. Before we jump ahead, let's ask, how did Papoose find out? According to an anonymous legal aid close to the divorce case, and yes, we verified their identity off record, Papoose received an unmarked USB drive in the mail 3 days before filing for divorce. It contained 2 files, the Mercer footage, a screen recording of a message thread, 50 Cent and Remy Ma, private messages, late-night links, flirty emojis, and most damning of all, a message from Remy that read, "I missed that night. Same room next week?" That was all it took. Within 48 hours, Papoose met with his attorney in Manhattan and initiated proceedings. The court filing cited one brutal reason: irreconcilable betrayal. Not differences, not miscommunication, betrayal, plain and brutal. Let's not forget, this isn't just any couple. Remy Ma and Papoose survived prison bids, cheating rumors, industry droughts, and still came out stronger. They were the blueprint, the last hope. So imagine the emotional nuke this must have dropped on Papoose. Insiders close to his circle said he didn't speak for 2 days, not to friends, not even to his daughter. One friend allegedly said he just sat at the table, watching that footage on loop, like he was trying to figure out where it all went. Wrong. And here's where things get even messier. Right after the court papers were filed, Papoose's assistant posted a cryptic IG story. Some of y'all know how to act, until you see a platinum plaque walk into your hotel suite. It was deleted within minutes, but the message, loud and clear. This wasn't just a one-time mistake. This was ongoing. And let's be honest, 50 Cent is no stranger to stirring up drama. He clowned Ja Rule, destroyed Young Buck, taunted Diddy, exposed everyone from Floyd Mayweather to Vivica Fox. But with Remy, it always felt different. They had a quiet mutual respect for years. But respect doesn't always mean innocence. There was that one Bet Awards clip, remember? 50 leaned in for a hug. Remy hesitated for half a second too long. People chalked it up to awkwardness. But now, that moment has been reposted over 50,000 times, with captions like, "The look," that said too much. And Papoose saw this, and still didn't get suspicious? Now we're here. A crumbling marriage, a viral hotel leak, a once iconic couple reduced to court paperwork and deleted DMs. And guess who just posted a smirking mirror selfie with the yo caption? "I told you, loyalty is just a trend. Some of us trendsetters." You guessed it, 50 Cent. That post alone sent the internet into a frenzy. The comments? Brutal. He broke up black love like it was nothing. Remy folded faster than a mixtape track list. Papoose gave her the world, and she gave him hotel receipts. And Remy? Silent. No tweets, no stories, no quotes, just radio silence, which, let's be real, only makes things look worse. But before we get to the courtroom chaos and fallout, let's talk about how deep this betrayal really goes. Because, from what we're hearing, this wasn't 50's first time in that suite, and it sure wasn't Remy's last. Then came the bomb. The actual hotel surveillance footage, leaked onto the internet by an unknown source just hours after the court. Filing went public. No watermark, no censorship, just raw, brutal betrayal in motion. The video opens with Remy Ma stepping into the Mercer Hotel elevator lobby alone. Hoodie up, sunglasses on, looking around like she knows damn well she's not supposed to be there. 30 seconds later, the elevator opens. Guess who steps out? 50 Cent. He's smiling. He nods. They don't say a word. She follows him into the elevator. The camera catches it, his hand on her lower back. That one frame, it broke the internet. Posted on Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, and Gossip Spill Vibe's own backup page within 10 minutes. The comments, they came in hot. Sis had loyalty tattooed on her wrist while sneaking into a hotel with Curtis Jackson. This ain't even cheating. This is a campaign of emotional destruction. Then came the next clip. Same night, 3 hours later. Camera catches 50 leaving the elevator alone. Hair disheveled, shirt slightly unbuttoned. He stops at the concierge desk, signs something, and walks out with a smirk. Remy? She didn't leave until 2 hours later. And when she did, she was on the phone, laughing. It's as if she didn't care anymore. As if she wanted to be caught. Sources from inside the Mercer say this wasn't the first time. Apparently, they checked in under aliases. 50 used the name Shan Carter Jr. Remy? Wallace, fake names inspired by Jay-Z and Biggie. Even their aliases were trolling legends. Now fast forward to the courtroom. That same footage was played during the preliminary divorce hearing. Multiple sources inside the room confirmed Papoose was visibly shaking as the video played. One journalist said, "He looked like someone just showed him a funeral in slow motion." Remy reportedly sat stone-faced, staring ahead like it was just a YouTube ad she couldn't skip. When the court asked if she had any comment, she said only 3 words. "I need time." Time for what? To fix the marriage? To deny the affair? To book her next hotel visit with 50? We don't know. But we do know this. After the hearing, Papoose didn't go home. He didn't return to their shared condo in New Jersey. He went straight to his cousin's place in Yonkers, turned off his phone, and went completely off the grid. His assistant posted a picture of his empty studio chair with the caption, "A king shouldn't have to rebuild what was never real." Real. Deleted in less than an hour. Meanwhile, 50 Cent was out here living. Just 2 days after the leak, he posted a pic of himself with champagne in one hand, a cigar in the other, and the caption, "When the truth comes out, silence becomes power. Gemstone." And if that wasn't shady enough, he tagged Remy Ma in the corner. Did she repost? No. But did she remove the tag? Also no. The silence is screaming. Now let's dive into the wildest area of all, one that's gaining serious traction online. What if this wasn't just an affair? What if it was planned? Because here's what some online detectives found. Apparently, 50 Cent and Remy Ma were both involved in the same artist wellness retreat 6 months ago, a private event in Costa Rica where phones were banned and no photos were ever released. Guess who wasn't on the guest list? Papoose. And guess what happened 2 weeks after they returned? Remy Ma suddenly stopped wearing her wedding ring in public. Coincidence? Or the beginning of a conscious uncoupling? Even more damning, a close source to the retreat coordinator claims they were inseparable during the trip. Same bonfire, same morning jog, same secluded hammocks. And don't forget, 50 Cent is no amateur in pulling strings. He's manipulative, strategic. And if he wanted Remy, he knew exactly how to break her down. And you know what's worse than betrayal? Calculated betrayal. So here we are. Footage leaked, emotions shattered, careers in jeopardy. And the fans? They're rioting. Some are dragging Remy. She had a man who held her down through jail and humiliation, and she traded him for power. Others are questioning Papoose. Why didn't he see the signs earlier? How did he not know? But the real twist? Fat Joe unfollowed both of them. Yes, their mentor, their brother. He unfollowed Remy Ma and 50 Cent. And for fans of Terror Squad, that's basically a funeral procession. Now, with the next divorce hearing just days away, and no public apology, no statement, no damage control from Remy, the court of public opinion has already made up its mind. She cheated. He broke. 50 left. And love lost. But wait, this isn't the end. Because what happens when Papoose finally speaks out? What happens if he drops receipts of his own? Screenshots, voice recordings, maybe even a revenge track? You think 50 is the only one who plays dirty? Think again. The courtroom silence may have echoed loud that day, but behind the scenes, things were getting louder than ever. Because while Remy Ma stayed quiet and 50 Cent kept trolling from his phone, Papoose disappeared from the spotlight, only to return with a folder. A manila folder held tightly under one arm as he entered his lawyer's private office in Brooklyn. No words, no smile. Just one mission. To finish what Remy started. Sources say the folder contained pages of messages dating back over a year, screenshots, call logs, emails, and something even darker, a voice memo. According to one insider, the audio clip is of Remy Ma speaking to someone, allegedly her stylist, saying, "I mean, yeah, Papoose is sweet, but you don't turn down a man like 50. He's power, he's pressure, he's everything." Boom. That was it. That was the moment Papoose stopped looking for answers and started preparing for war. Now let's talk about what's happening inside the industry. Because y'all really thought the drama was just between 3 people? Nah. This has caused a chain reaction, from the Bronx to the BET offices. Behind closed doors, producers have already pulled Remy's upcoming DOA series about love, loyalty, and prison reform. Why? Because how can you sell an image of redemption and ride-or-die love when you're sneaking into hotel suites with the very man your husband never trusted? Even worse, a sponsorship deal with a major beauty brand was reportedly frozen within 24 hours of the scandal breaking. Meanwhile, Papoose's streams are up by 700%. His track time is up is now trending on TikTok. Not because it's new, but because fans believe he wrote it after the first betrayal. "You smiled in my face while you dialed his number. Slash said you needed space. Now the room's getting dumber." That's not a song, that's a premonition. Now let's get back to the power moves. After gathering his receipts, Papoose's legal team made a sudden request to include malicious betrayal and image defamation in the divorce filing, which basically means he's not just walking away, he's taking the narrative with him, and maybe even a cut of Remy's brand. Meanwhile, Remy's team is scrambling, trying to craft a comeback statement, maybe even a tearful interview with a sympathetic journalist. But here's the thing. The public's not ready to forgive, because when you betray a man who stayed 10 toes down through, your 6-year prison sentence, your comeback career, your public image rebuild, and then cheat with a man who once trolled his own child online, people don't forget that. One fan tweeted, "Remy really took the man who waited for her and threw him under the gun bus." And while 50 Cent thrives off chaos, even his own circle is starting to twitch. Whispers say Eminem wasn't pleased, because the upcoming Legends of Hip Hop event had both Remy and 50 scheduled to appear. But now, M's team might pull the plug, not because of morals, but because this scandal is toxic PR. Nobody wants to share a stage with a couple that burned the blueprint of Black love. Now here's where the rabbit hole goes even deeper. A bartender from the Mercer Hotel came forward anonymously, and what they said? It's disturbing. They weren't hiding anything. They ordered up champagne and strawberries like it was a honeymoon. Remy was giggling, sitting on his lap. I only saw them for 10 seconds, but that look? That wasn't a mistake. That was routine. Let that sink in. This wasn't a slip. It was a pattern. And the fact that this bartender stepped forward, risking lawsuits, NDAs, and a whole legal mess, means they felt morally disgusted by what they saw. Now let's talk consequences. Because while Remy's endorsements are drying up and 50's feeding the fire, Papoose has stayed classy. No interviews, no diss tracks, no tantrums, just truth, receipts, and silence. Which, honestly, is scarier than any diss verse could be. But guess who couldn't keep it quiet? Remy's sister. Yep. She posted a story on IG with the caption, "Not everyone's meant to stay married. Don't act like y'all ain't cheat too." Girl, this ain't the moment. This ain't about everyone. This is about you, your sister, and the destruction of the only solid couple we had left in hip-hop. The backlash was instant. Fans lit her up in the comments, calling her tone-deaf, a clown and designer, the reason the family is falling apart. And honestly, they weren't wrong. Now here's the question everyone's asking. Where does this end? Is this just another celebrity breakup? Or is it the unraveling of everything Remy spent the last 10 years rebuilding? Because once the respect is gone, the interviews dry up, the invites disappear, and the legends stop calling. You go from rap, royalty to reality show drama, real quick. And Papoose? Word is he's been in the studio. One source said he's working on a project titled Unwritten Vows, 12 tracks, each one about a promise that was broken.